Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And I came across something over on Vince, aka V-Shred, aka V-Shrunk's page, giving the worst advice I have ever seen for improving your bench press on the next workout. So let me put on my plus 5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skill up my crafting a little bit. Let's talk about this. I mean, damn. I mean, I'll link this video down below. But all right, we have someone who is tiny. I mean, let's be objective here. From a lifting perspective, Vince is not a big guy. And I understand that it's not everyone's goal to be a big jacked guy, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have our own goals. You have to decide for yourself what you want out of your training. But when you have a guy who is tiny, who is weak, who doesn't even know how to perform the bench press, is below novice level on the bench press. In other words, usually people that I've worked with, I can have them out benching Vince, I don't know, within 10 weeks in the gym. From being couch potato to being stronger on the bench press than him, 10 to 12 weeks, right? Average 30-year-old male who doesn't train. That's what it would take for them to beat him on the bench press on any proper training. He's weak on the bench, doesn't know how to perform the bench, doesn't train the bench. But he's going to give tips on improving your bench. And the advice itself was so bad that I now understand why he can't bench press. And the ridiculous part is that he went through all this stuff of warming up for the bench press, and then he hops over to the bench press and he doesn't even know how to get on the bench. So he went through all of this bullshit that he went through, which is actually going to hurt your bench. Like, I can tell you guys right now, if I was going to go do a heavy bench session or do a heavy bench or a max effort bench press, I can honestly tell you that if I followed his advice, I would probably lose 10 pounds off my bench press. That workout. In other words, if I were to do his warm up and then go over to the bench press and try to bench press, I would probably lose 10 pounds off my max. I might even lose 20 pounds off my max just from following his advice that day. That's how bad it is. So let's kind of come back to that point. Vince needs to stick to his wheelhouse. He needs to stick to getting lean, right? This is how you do cardio. This is how you do conditioning. This is how I lose body fat. Because he's good at being lean. He's good at talking about being lean, I mean, if you do tons of conditioning work, tons of cardio, tons of HIIT, and for you a snack is to take two pieces of banana, take little slices of banana and put a dab of peanut butter between them and call that a snack like he did, hell yeah, you're going to get lean, Eating sparingly, eating high satiety foods, doing lots of conditioning. Hey, man, he can help you get abs. But as far as getting you a bench press, what is it he had people do? This weird-ass warm-up saying you need to get all the muscles dynamically warmed. What? Why would you want to do that? Like, why would you want your muscles pumped before you get under a heavy bench press? That's pretty stupid. I mean, are you trying to tear shit? What are you trying to do? You definitely don't want any sort of pump before you get under a heavy bench. You need that pump to be gone. That's why you take breaks between heavy sets on the bench. You don't want to get under a heavy barbell with your pecs pumped and your triceps pumped. And why would you want your lats to be fatigued? I mean, those are stabilizers. What? So he has people come over and do some dumbbell benches, right? So that you I guess, warm your chest up. I don't know, man. I don't think you're increasing your chest temperature with that stuff personally. But 20 reps. So you're fatiguing your chest and your triceps. That's what you're doing. You're fatiguing your chest before you bench press, and you think that's going to increase your bench press? Then the same thing, you're going to go do a bunch of high reps with your triceps, then a bunch of high reps with your lats, and that's preparing you to bench press? I mean, fine, you need to loosen your shoulders up a little bit. That's okay. A little bit of bands, right? Do a few band pull aparts, right? Do 10 band pull aparts if you need to loosen your shoulders up. All right, fine. Or go hang from a barbell for 20 seconds. Okay, done. That's it. You're done. You're warmed up. Why are you so out of shape? I mean, this is a guy who talks about conditioning and being in shape. Why are you so out of shape that you need to be warmed up before you get under a bench? You guys want me to tell you what I do to get ready for a max effort bench session? And I'm 42 years old. I don't get hurt benching. I don't have shoulder strains, pec strains, tears. I don't get any of these things bench pressing. You guys know how I prepare for a bench? I drink a big cup of coffee, eat some breakfast. I walk over to the bench press and take the empty bar and I do 5 reps with a pause. On my chest, right? You pause. That's how you warm up for the bench press. You do some pause work. Take the empty bar, you get set tight, you unrack it, you pause on your chest for 5 or 6 reps. Then, you know what I do next? I put a 45-pound plate on each side. I set in tight, I unrack it, I reach down and pause on my chest once, press it up, come down, pause, rest on my chest, press it up again, rack it. You know what I do next? I put another plate on, I go to 225, I walk over, get under the bench, get tight, unrack it, reach down and pause and press it on my chest and re-rack it. And then I keep adding weight till it gets heavy. Works really well. Do you guys know the purpose of a warm-up on a big exercise? Not injury prevention. It's not getting blood flow to the muscles. We warm up to prime the nervous system. We're training the movement pattern. I mean, I thought when he was going to give advice on how do you improve your bench, I don't know, how do you set in tighter, right? How do you dig your legs and your feet into the floor tighter? That'll help. How do we use leg drive? That helps. I thought maybe he's going to teach people how to squeeze the bar tighter. I can tell you guys right now, if you have sloppy bench form and you just learn to get tight and you set in so tight that your training partner couldn't pull a pencil out of your ass with a tractor, that'll add 10, 20 pounds to your bench. Or if you squeeze the bar so tight that you're crushing it, that's good for 10 pounds on your bench. There you go. That'll do it. But these warm-ups, that's going to reduce your bench. And then the worst part, he goes through all this stuff and then he goes over, he doesn't even know how to perform the bench press. He just flops down on the bench. He doesn't dig in, doesn't set in tight. Has no concept about these 3 points of contact you need, right? Doesn't dig his feet in. And then he unracks it and he doesn't even know where to put the bar. He's way up high on the chest. I mean, if you want to talk about hurting yourself, you want to talk about tearing a pec, go pump your pecs up full with a bunch of 20 rep sets and then get under the bench and start touching high on your chest. Start touching above the nipple line. I mean, what a jackass. What an absolute jackass. And it's no wonder he can't bench press. It's no wonder he can't perform any of these big compound movements. Right? It's no wonder. That's the reason he's weak. That's the reason he can't gain any size. He can't even perform a bench press. He doesn't even know how to do the exercise. He doesn't even know the basics of setting up on a bench. He doesn't even know how to unrack it correctly. Nothing. After all this talk about all these silly-ass warm-up exercises that don't help you, he didn't even discuss how to set up or execute the bench correctly. He has no clue how to even perform it. Wow. Again, this guy's got to be clowning people at this point. I mean, his channel's a troll channel. His channel's a troll channel. And like I said, I understand that. Some people like his physique. You want to look like him, that's fine. Do a bunch of cardio. Eat clean. Reduce your calories. Do a bunch of cardio, a bunch of conditioning. You don't even need to lift weights to be at his side. You don't have to work out to be there. You can do a bunch of general physical preparedness. Eat clean. Eat sparingly. And you can develop a physique like that. You don't need to lift. You don't need to do any of that. So that's fine. If that's your goal, do what you need to do. But he doesn't know how to perform the bench press. He can't even perform the exercise. He is insanely weak on it. He's below novice level weakness on it. He shouldn't be giving advice on something that he doesn't know. This is not his area of expertise by any stretch of the imagination. He's not even at a noob level of knowledge of it. Like, I'm shocked. Like, I would think the average personal trainer, I think the average gym rat knows more about the bench press than what he's displayed here. Like someone who doesn't know anything. He strikes me as someone who has probably never done the bench press before. Like, I was just shocked when I watched him lay down on the bench. Wow. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.